Artists, creatives, musicians, we need to talk because good music isn't enough anymore. I'm going to start with an anecdote and then discuss how this applies to you and your career. So I had finally posted my original music after months of building an audience. I was a DJ, so I posted mashups. I had hundreds of thousands of views. People were engaged. I had momentum. So when I finally dropped my own music, something that I had been working on for months, you'd expect it to do well, right? No, it didn't. 50 likes, 500 views, barely any streams. This ruined my week, and for a while, it killed my motivation entirely. But here's what I learned from that. Your music isn't what builds a career anymore. You do. And if you're a musician, producer, or any kind of creative that's trying to make it right now, this video is going to change how you think about the game entirely. I'm going to show you why your music isn't the problem, why the entire model of building a music career has flipped, and what you actually need to do instead, starting with yourself. And yes, I'll also be talking about AI and what it means. So let's begin. So an A&R came to speak with my class recently. He's working with Plaqueboymax. You probably know him, the Twitch streamer who's now making music. And this A&R said something interesting that stuck with me. He said, streaming is the game now. But here's what he actually meant, and this is the part that most people miss. He wasn't talking about Spotify streams or Twitch streams. He was talking about Max himself, the person, the brand, the guy people tune into every time he live streams because they are invested in him. Max's music, while yes, it is coming along, isn't super impressive yet. I'm sure your music sounds similar or better, right? But that's not why people listen. People listen because they're already bought into who Max is, his personality, his story, his unique self. And so they will listen to the music, whether it's good or bad. If it's good, it will get more streams, sure. But notice, it's the second line of thinking. First, he has to exist as a brand. And if he didn't, even if every single song that he wrote was groundbreaking, it wouldn't matter. Nobody would know who he is, and nobody would care. And for most people making music today, nobody gives a fuck. But for Max, he's successful because people are invested in him. 10 years ago, this wasn't the case. You could put your music online, and if it was genuinely great, maybe a label would pick it up. They would send it to the radio, get you on a press run, put tons of money behind you and throw it into the algorithm, and then people would have the ability to discover you and buy into who you are. The label could build you second. The audience could go, wow, this music is incredible. Who is this person? And that was enough. But that doesn't work for most people anymore. And even if it does, you sacrifice the brand building part of your career and inevitably your long-term success. Sure, you can make a living off Spotify. There are tons of artists that are doing it. I think the latest story was 13,000 artists that are making over 100,000 a year. That's a lot. But how many of those artists do you think can sell tickets? Can they sell tickets? Probably not. Now compare that with Max, who can sell out multiple shows in New York and put together a tour. He's a streamer. Music is his second thing. Yet people come out and buy tickets because they're bought into him and who he is. Live events are the only future-proof solution to a long-term career. Royalties, they've gotten commoditized. And recorded music is only becoming more and more disposable. And there's just so much recorded music out there, especially now with AI. And speaking of AI, this is where it gets crazy. So in the 1990s, the barriers to making music were high. You needed live instruments, a studio, professional engineers, physical gear, likely thousands of dollars. Random Joe on the street couldn't make music in 1990. Not only that, but for your music to get distributed, you had to get booked for a show, hope that an A&R was there, hope that they liked what they heard, hope they'd sit down with you, and hope that they'd offer you a deal. Let's fast forward 30 years to 2023. 100,000 songs a day are being uploaded to streaming services. Anyone with a $50 mic, a cheap interface, and a DistroKid subscription could get their music onto Spotify. Not too bad for Random Joe. But today, Joe doesn't need any of that. All he needs is a Suno account and the ability to type some words. Literally anyone can make music right now. I'm not saying that craft doesn't matter. It does. And it is what will build a long-term career. But eventually, let's be honest, most music consumers are not going to be able to tell if the person making the music used AI or not. And we're already seeing this. And at some point, they probably won't care either. Think about it. If you're Plaqueboymax or any other internet personality with any type of audience, what is stopping you from using Suno, uploading to Spotify, and making money? You can just send your audience there. Kim Kardashian could drop a song that she made on Suno tomorrow, post about it, and make thousands of dollars off her streaming. Not because it's good, but because people are bought into her. They will be curious and they will listen. Music production is becoming less and less of a skill and more of an art form. But the thing that will separate good music from bad is the intention behind it, the artistic choices, the messaging. And that's something that only a real human with a real perspective can bring. But here's the bottom line. If nobody knows who you are, none of that matters. They won't even get that far. Think about how much music is shoved into your face every single day. When a random song, let's say you just got off school, it's 5 p.m., you open your Instagram account, and a random song pops up on your reels. Do you stop? Do you actually listen? And even if you do you really care? I know I don't. And I'm someone that makes music. So why would you expect a random person to stop for you? Even if you had the best production, even if you had the best mix, even if you had the best hook, if the person scrolling hasn't bought into you, they're gonna keep scrolling. There's an artist named Cloudy. His reels did well, not because his music was incredible out of the gate, but because he had a cloud suit on his head. That was his thing. People bought into him and his image before the music was even introduced. But once they were in, they listened. That's the only path that works now. Identity first, music second. Now I wanna get personal for a second because this isn't just theory for me. I've been DJing for years. I've done weddings, clubs, concerts, college events. I've played across Philadelphia, New York City, and Rome. And for a very long time, I was extremely hyper-focused on becoming the next big DJ, becoming the next Calvin Harris. That was the goal, and that's what I measured myself against. But after a couple of collapses, a couple of external collapses, like the one I mentioned at the beginning of the video with my original music performing terribly, I was finally able to take a step back and look at what I was actually creating. And what I saw changed my entire perspective. I was giving people real experiences that they would remember for the rest of their lives. Weddings, incredible moments, real connection through music and energy in a room. That is contribution. And there's no Spotify stream, no viral video, or no algorithm that could ever touch what that felt like. I didn't start DJing because I wanted to be the next Calvin Harris. I started because I wanted to create memorable experiences for people. And somewhere along the way, I forgot that because my identity got attached to external results. And that attachment is exactly what kills most creatives. So I know what you're thinking. What does this actually mean for me? Here's how I'm thinking about my strategy now. I'm building my brand and helping creatives find clarity in who they are before they burn out chasing external outcomes. My goal is to help you gain clarity, build strategy, and move forward with confidence. That is my message. That's what I write about. That's what I make content about. That's how all my external decisions are made. Once that audience is built, I can put out music because people will already care about me. They'll go listen because they're invested in what I have to say and what I stand for. Not just because I dropped a song. Could I put out music now? Sure, I've been producing for years. But even if I couldn't, Suno could probably make something decent. Now Suno, of course, cannot make me a good live performer, but what Suno really can't do is give me a perspective that resonates with people who are going through the same things that I've been through. That's mine, and that's yours too. Your internal messaging, your way of thinking about the world, the collection of experiences and challenges and everything that you've ever experienced in your life that has led up to this exact moment of you watching this video, that's completely unique to you. That cannot be commoditized, it cannot be replicated by AI, and it cannot be replicated by someone with better gear or more budget. That's your brand, not just the music. And I know what you're thinking, okay, how do I actually find that? How do I actually find this internal message? And to be honest, it takes time. I'm still figuring mine out, and I also can't give it to you, and nobody else can. But here's where to start. Think about a real challenge that you've been through. Something that was genuinely hard and forced you to rethink your perspective about the life that you're living. Something that forced you to see the world differently. Now think about trying to help someone else going through that exact same thing. That's a message. That's something that people can connect to. And if your intentions are genuine If you actually want to help people, they'll feel it biologically. People are drawn to authentic contribution. And I know this word authenticity gets thrown around all the time, but really that's what authenticity is. It's you, being authentic. And if you approach your career that way, people will buy into what you're building. And once they're in, you can take them anywhere, including your music. The struggle to find your message is what makes it yours. And if there were a shortcut, then everybody would have one, and then nobody would. So here's the bottom line. In a world where music is more accessible and disposable than ever before, the only thing that separates you from everybody else is you. Not your production quality, not your release strategy, not the number of posts that you put out, you. So build around yourself first, let the music follow. People buy into people, then they listen to music, not the other way around. And at this point, it's probably not going back. So hello, my name is Alex Fisher. I help creatives gain clarity, build strategy, and move forward with confidence. If you learned something from this video or you found it valuable, please hit the subscribe button. It means a lot to me. I'm gonna be trying to post videos at least every other week. So expect the next one soon. If you wanna learn more, I also write a Substack. I'll have it linked in the description. I write articles every single week on there about these same topics. And thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot. And I'll see you in the next one.